It's super dark in here, which is perfect for this video. First off, Merry Christmas. I should be posting this Christmas Day. So it's a Fricked Garage Christmas. And to celebrate Christmas, we're not going to do anything Christmas related. Instead, we're going to talk about 3 things. First off, a vehicle I own that holds 2.5 world records. So stick around for that. Second off, plans for the Suburban. And third, a little bit of the story behind the Suburban and how the Suburban has cost me about $20,000, yet it's like a $1,500 rusted out truck. All that in today's episode. So you can't tell because it's dark, but I am actually sitting in a vehicle that I own that holds 2.5 world records. If you're wondering how it holds 2.5, I'll get to that. First off, normally when you think of a world record, especially with a vehicle, you think of speed, land speed record, Nürburgring record, something like that. 0 to 60, top speed, whatever, quarter mile time. These records are a little different. This vehicle is the longest production vehicle ever, and they're still making them today. Now, if that doesn't give away what vehicle I'm sitting in, the second and a half is it's the only vehicle and the only inanimate object, there's the half, to have a Hollywood star. That's right, I'm sitting in my Suburban. Yeah, you guys got all excited. We're like, world record holding vehicle, what? Oh, it's a Suburban. So if you have a Suburban, you have a vehicle that holds 2.5 world records. Yeah, they started out in like 1922 or something like that, or 1932 or something, where they put station wagon bodies on truck chassis for the military, and then civilians were like, hey, we want some of those too. Which the station wagon chassis station wagon body on a truck chassis kind of makes this thing the trifecta that nobody wants, is what I call it. It's not really a station wagon. It's not really a truck. It's not really an SUV. You go into the SUV groups, they go, no, your Suburban doesn't fit in. It's a truck. You go into the truck groups and they go, no, it's not a truck. It doesn't have a box. It's an SUV or a station wagon. And you go into the station wagon groups and they go, no, it's a truck. It's an SUV. Don't get out of here. So it's kind of the trifecta that nobody wants. Now, to me, the Suburbans are trucks. They're on a truck chassis. They take truck parts. And everything from the rear doors forwards is exactly the same as a pickup. The only thing difference is it's got a topper over the box that you don't remove. But I've used this thing like a truck. I've hauled trailers. I've had crap in the box. Trannies, propane pigs, motors, scrap steel. I had 2,000 pounds of scrap steel in the back of this thing. Yeah, she go kicking in 4-wheel drive. It goes off-road. To me, the difference between an SUV and a truck is mainly kind of the frame, the chassis on frame. You get like a Cherokee with a unibody. That's not a truck. That's an SUV. But a Suburban, a Tahoe, K5 Blazer, they're on a frame. They're a truck. But the argument is still up there. You always see it on the internet all the time. My 2 points of it is I'll stop calling it a truck when truck parts stop fitting. And on the back of them, if it's a GMC, it says on the back, GMC truck. Just saying, it's in the emblem, GMC truck. The Chevy ones don't have that. They don't say Chevrolet truck. They say Chevrolet Suburban. But the GMCs, they say truck on the back. If it wasn't a truck, it wouldn't say truck. plans with this beauty. I know I did a brief description of it last week. Solid axle swap, lift, new driveline, lots of body work. We've got an engine that I believe in a previous video I showed my wife working on. It's from a 93. It's got like 160,000 kilometers on it. We're going to put Vortec heads on it. Then I'm going to carburate it. But the problem with that is then we can't run the 4L60 tranny without a controller. And it's not worth putting money into for a 4L60. So I have a Turbo 400, which we could put in here. Or I do have 4L80 I might steal from the dually. Because, well, we saw how the dually's going. Might steal the 4L80 from that and get a controller for that. That would be worth having a controller on. And then we got to swap transfer cases too. I've got a 208. That's right, because we got to do a passenger drop for the front diff. Gonna do a leaf sprung 10 bolt. Not the best option, but it's what I got. 47-inch leaf springs for it. Which again, everybody does, like the 52s or whatever from the rear of a square body Chevy. I do have a set of those, but I'm just gonna go with the 47s. I'm not looking for the smoother ride or the more flex. I don't really care about a whole lot of that. I mean, it's a Suburban, it's a heavy truck. It's gonna ride rough no matter what. So I'm not too worried about that. So we're just gonna do the 47s. They're 2-inch lift springs. And then normally all the DIY 4x brackets give about 2 or 3 inches more lift. I'm gonna be making my own from scratch. So, but it should be about 5 to 6 inches there. That's kind of what we're looking for, 5 to 6 inches. Anywhere from 5 to 8, I'd be happy. 35s to 40s, kind of somewhere in there. We are going to be trimming a lot of the rust out. I don't plan on doing a whole lot of body work to put a lot of that body back. So we might have a little bit wider wheel wells. So we could do 40s possibly with 5-inch lift. Don't want to make it too tall or too big. The wife does want to drive this on the road. She wants to be able to climb into it. It is the wife's truck. So 5 to 6 inches lift, 35s is the ultimate goal. I might try to sway her towards my 40s and a mud truck, but she doesn't want to drive it on the road. You can't drive it on the road with my 40s, but that's neither here nor there. So that's the plan for that. The back, I want to do a shackle flip and then play around with springs, add, take away springs, whatever, to get the back to match the front. I don't really want to do blocks. If I have to do like a 2-inch block, I'm okay with that, but I don't really want to put like a 5 or 6-inch block in the back to make it match the front. So we will be doing a shackle flip. Again, I'll be doing it myself. I won't be doing any kits or anything. I can't afford any of that. The only thing I might have to put money out for is something for the front steering. It probably will be the crossover steering. It does need a new steering box, so I'd have to get either one in the square body wants to work, or a new OBS one, or steal one from the dually. Which, speaking of stealing from the dually, I might steal the Hydro Boost for this, because she is a big, heavy truck. I do like her to stop. I would like her to stop in the future, especially if we got 40s on. A lot more weight. This thing's probably going to be well over 7,000 pounds. I think she's 62 going down the road. She's 62 dry weight, 65 going down the road with like me and my wife in it, plus whatever gear we got in the back. So I bet the truck itself, by the time we're done, is going to be just well over 7, especially with big heavy rear diff I plan to put in. We're either going to go with one of my 14-bolt full floaters, or I do have an AAM 11.5, which is huge and heavy. So I'm going to put that in. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we got to do a lot of body work on this thing. As you've seen, lots of rust. Probably just brand new fenders. Well, not brand new, but different fenders. I cut the rockers out. I think the floorboards are fairly good. Got to cut all the back out around the wheel wells. I want to try to save the wheel wells. I love the shape of Chevy wheel wells. I know most people don't like them because they're square and wheels are round, but I do actually love square body on OBS square wheel wells. So I want to try to save that. That's one of my favorite features of these trucks. We had to do a whole new interior. I got new seats, new carpet, all this stuff from the parts truck with the engine that came from. Also, it's all blue, so that'll work. Probably the carpet, it was an extended cab, so the carpet will only go till under the back seat, which is fine. Carpet in the back is just trashed, and like I said, we use it as a truck, so probably just lizard skin or something back there, and then have a carpet up here. I don't know too much about the stereo. I haven't really planned that far. I like to do toolboxes in the back for all our gear, maybe roof rack on the top, custom bumpers with a winch, whole bunch of stuff. Probably have to do a custom snorkel because they don't actually make, or at least before, maybe they do now, they don't make a kit for this. So you got to kind of botch together. And plus, I don't like that big plastic fucking chunky thing on the side of the truck. I want to do something a little more sleek. So I might do some kind of custom molded into the A-pillar exhaust tubing or something. I'm not sure. Or I might run it to the back, all underneath the back, and then up into the back of the cab or something in the toolboxes, or who knows. We'll just have to go from there. Now, a little bit of story of this thing, and actually how I have $20,000 into this truck as it sits. The rusted out hunk of junk that you guys have seen. $20,000. Okay, so I bought this thing originally for $1,000. For me, I actually found out I'm the third owner. I thought it was second, and I thought it was EMS the whole time. But actually, for the first couple of years, it was a TransAlta truck, and they took good care of it. And then it was purchased as an EMS bush truck and stable patient transport, where it saved lives. It went 4x4ing to get people out of the bush where the ambulance couldn't reach. I have actually pictures of it sitting next to the ambulance that they purchased too, and it's all fresh and deckled, no rust. And then I bought this thing. It was actually not a whole lot of rust on it, but I bought it over 10 years ago. It had 350,000 kilometers on it. Now it's got 568,000 or something. So almost 600,000 kilometers on this thing. Been through 2 motors, or she's on her second motor. She's on her 7th tranny. She's on her 2nd rear diff, 4th or 5th front diff. I don't know how many front ends. Transfer case is actually good. And the only reason the motor was actually swapped was it was mandatory at $250,000. They swapped it out. They also swapped out the tranny then too, so that's first tranny and motor were kind of mulligans. But yeah, bought it for $1,000. I think I had to put $1,500 into it to get it on the road because it had 350,000 kilometers on it. I've been through 3 sets of tires. She's got aftermarket tail lights, aftermarket headlights, aftermarket marker lights. She had lights on the roof. First tranny was cracked, so I had to spend $100 to swap it to another tranny. Then that tranny burnt out. I spent $1,000 to get it rebuilt. That tranny finally burnt out after 100,000 kilometers. So I spent $3,000 on the beast that's in it now. So there's $4,100 just in tires. Like I said, I've put over 200,000 kilometers on this. I've done regular oil changes every 5,000 kilometers at like what, $40, $45 an oil change. So there's over like $3,000 in oil changes just there. I put a 14-bolt rear diff in. I paid $600 for it, and then put another $200 or $400 into it for rebuilding it. So there's a whole bunch right there. Like I said, multiple front diffs. Yeah, it's a lot. Headers, new exhaust, stereo. It all adds up over 10 years. Okay, so that's the plan for the Suburban. That's the story of it. We're going to start getting going on that right away here.